Good afternoon, the third day of March, the first Sunday of this new month, the year being 2024. I trust that you are well from wherever you're joining us. This is TV 47 News Now. Time to bring you up to speed with the latest from across all the 47 counties, East Africa and even beyond. But first, the highlights. The National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi has called on politicians to desist from politicizing Raila's African Union Commission bid.
To desist from making unnecessary and unhelpful statements.
More than 200 volunteers participate in cleaning River Nanyuki as part of the activities to mark World Wildlife Day.
It's really important to preserve the environment, especially the water sources, because water is life.
President William Ruto is attending a church service at Salvation Army Centenary in Nairobi. All right, welcome to the broadcast once again. My name is Moigi William. This is TV 47 News Now. TV 47 News Now starts now. Starting off, President William Ruto, accompanied by Nairobi County boss, that is Johnson Sakaja, and other leaders are attending a church service at Salvation Army Centenary at Ulinzi Complex. Let's listen to the latest development from there. All right, those are live pictures from Ulinzi, whereby you can see men and women donned in white. That is the Salvation Army. We're still keeping tabs on this particular story. More details in our subsequent bulletin. Let us move on. The National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi wants Kenyan politicians to desist from making unnecessary statements that may undermine Raila Odinga's quest to become the chairman of the African Union Commission. Speaking after opening a twin laboratory block at St. Augustine's Tingare Secondary School in North Oholo location, Siaya County, Wandayi, who is also the ODM Director of Political Affairs, said it will be better for the politicians to keep off the debate until the matter comes to a logical conclusion.
I want to take this opportunity to appeal to my colleague politicians, especially those in ODM, to desist from making unnecessary and unhelpful statements on Baba Raila Odinga's bid for the African Union Commission chairmanship. That process entails serious and delicate diplomatic engagements at continental and international levels that many of the politicians who are talking around have got no idea about. It's a very intricate and delicate process. And therefore, I would appeal to my colleague politicians to keep off, to stay away from this debate until it comes to its logical conclusion, the process of the election of the chairperson of the African Union Commission. The only people who could be allowed to talk or comment on this matter are, one, the candidate himself, that is Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and two, the 54 or so heads of state or government in Africa who have a casting vote, who will be voting for the persons who will be vying for this position.
Every third day of March, the world marks World Wildlife Day. Stakeholders undertaking various activities at parks in the country. Hell's Gate National Park that is in Naivasha faces wildlife disturbance during the WRC Safari Rally Motorsport. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiru is on location for an update on the precedence of these particular events. Willie, is Naivasha as hot as Nairobi, and what is the current update that you have from your end? Over to you, namesake.
Thank you very much, my namesake, in our studios in the capital city, live from Hell's Gate National Park. Indeed, it will be a beehive of activities here in Naivasha in just a matter of weeks. And it is true that we are going to have, as it is the situation now, we are having wildlife only here. But we are going to have disruption of human life whose adverse effects to the environment will be untouched if we do not take the initiative to try and conserve our environment. As such, this day is set aside to bring to an emphasis over this issue. As you can see behind me is a whole contingent of KWS staff who are up to task to ensure that we live up to this. But without taking much time, we are joined here by the lead team. She's going to be introducing herself and what this day really means for us. I will hold the microphone for you.
Good afternoon. My name is Millicent Atieno, Warden in charge, Hell's Gate National Park. I'm joined with wardens from Longonot National Park and Naivasha Station and staff, and the national government represented by the ACC, and our stakeholders, ANAO and others, who are here today. We are celebrating World Wildlife Day that was first commemorated in 2014. And this day is to promote sustainable practices to ensure that wildlife and biodiversity in general is conserved for the betterment of human life. Because we know that wildlife is the basis of ensuring that we have food, clean air, and also ensuring that we mitigate issues of climate change that is really affecting our wildlife populations in the world.
Maybe before I get to the ACC and wind up, one question. You are expecting an influx of humanity at this park at the onset of the WRC. And of course, there is a lot of litter, a lot of disruption of the environment. What do you have to tell the public who are watching you right now?
Yeah, first and foremost, we anticipate that there'll be a lot of littering when there is influx of people, and we are working together with WRC to ensure that litter management is put in place, and we have a team that is really tasked with that task. And also just informing the public that we don't allow plastic in protected areas, and when they come, let them be very careful in litter management. Thank you.
Very shortly on our ACC, very shortly in regards to our environment.
Today, as we celebrate the World Wildlife Day, we are telling the community that we need to conserve the environment, the wildlife, because they are here with us, they are not going anywhere. And right here we have human and wildlife conflict, and we are telling them that we need to conserve the environment.
Thank you very much for your time. That is it, my colleague in our studios, Moige William. As you've heard there, we are a lucky country to have wildlife. In some other quarters of this country, this day does not make any significant because they do not have wildlife. We must embrace what we have as a country. We will be bringing to our viewers up to speed in what it is that is going to develop from here. I take it back to you in our studios. Later on, we'll have news in regard to this.
Thank you very much. That is our very own Willie Dennis Njiru joining us live from Naivasha. Continue keeping tabs on that particular story and keep informing us on the latest from Naivasha. Now, let us shift gears. EACC lauds the move by Samburu OCS Chief Inspector Andrew Nyabicha, who rejected an 80,000 shillings bribe offered to him by 3 individuals seeking the release of a suspect who robbed 3 foreign nationals he had smuggled into the country. The OCS called in EACC detectives and facilitated the arrest of the bribers, 3 individuals who had attempted to bribe the OCS seeking the release of a robbery suspect, namely Mohammed Musdaf Mahamoud, held in the police station, confirming the arrest. The EACC spokesperson Eric Gumbi said that the commission, with the support of the OCS, carried out an investigative operation and arrested the 3, including Police Constable George Guyu, the OCS driver Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, a prison warder based in Isiolo, who organized the deal with the OCS driver. All right, quite a bold move by the OCS based in Samburu County. Elsewhere, Diani Turtle Watch, a non-governmental organization through the help of SBM Bank, has started efforts of environmental conservation in order to protect the turtle, which is an endangered species that is affected by climate change and human threats brought about by human disposals across the coastal region of Kenya. Speaking during a beach cleanup drive in Diani, SBM Bank Deputy CEO Jotham Motoka said the bank is championing for the conservation of endangered species with the aim of boosting turtle population, which its population decreases by 2/3 globally.
We are also interested in supporting the recycling of whatever products that we put out there as human beings, moving them out of the environment for conservation purposes. And we are also interested in supporting the species that are endangered, so that instead of having the extermination of the turtle, we are delighted to be part and parcel of the team that supports that. And joining Diani Turtle Watch is one of those exercises.
We try to work with the community because the community is directly involved with the ocean. And therefore, they are the first point of contact, or they're the first people who see the turtles when they come out to nest, or they have more access to seeing the hatchlings when they go out. Try to work with them to inform them of why it's important, first of all, to conserve the turtles, and also why it's important to keep the area clean so that the turtles can be able to nest properly.
All right, let us keep tabs with that particular topic on matters environment. More than 200 people have volunteered in cleaning River Nanyuki in Laikipia County as part of activities to mark World Wildlife Day. The volunteers, who included university students and community-based environment conservation groups, joined Kenya Wildlife Service officers in removing about 9 tons of litter from River Nanyuki, which is a major tributary of River Ewasonyiro. Speaking during the cleaning exercise, KWS Assistant Director in charge of Laikipia County, Rose Malenya, said that river pollution was a major threat in the efforts to conserve water sources. They also managed to plant 4,000 trees in Aberdare and Mount Kenya Forest.
Tunachofanya siku ya leo, tumekuja kusafisha mto wa Nanyuki, na tumesafisha mto wa Nanyuki tukiwa na washikadau. Tumekuwa zaidi ya watu 200, takriban 220. Tumesafisha mto wa Nanyuki ambao ni urefu wake ni kilomita 97, lakini tumewezeshwa kusafisha kilomita 2, na ni taka kubwa ambazo ziko katika huu mto wetu. Katika hizo kilomita 2 tumeokota takataka takriban tani 9, ambayo ni karibu ijaze lile lori la cabbage. Na ni kuambia wananchi wanaoishi kando kando ya mto wa Nanyuki ya kwamba tuwe waangalifu, kwa sababu chini yetu kuna watu ambao wanategemea mti, kuna wanyama pia wanaotegemea huu mto.
It's really important to preserve the environment, especially the water sources, because water is life. And also you should always remember that when you are downstream, there's also somebody who's downstream of you. So protecting the water also enables other humans and also animals to enjoy clean water.
Kwa leo, ningependa kuwashukuru kwa sababu hata Rais wetu William Samoei Arap Ruto anasisitiza zaidi kuwe na environment safi, kuwe na mazingira mazuri, kwa sababu tabia nchi imekumba hii dunia kwa sababu ya watu wamezidi, uchafu umezidi, lakini sisi wenyewe tunajaribu kujikakamua.
All right, as earlier promised on the developing story of President William Ruto, who is currently attending a church service at Salvation Army Centenary, which is currently happening at Ulinzi Complex. We understand President William Ruto is currently speaking, addressing congregants at that particular event. Let's take a quick listening on what is happening.
And friendship of the government of Kenya, and that together we will walk this journey of serving humanity as we serve God. Asanteni sana. Let me also appreciate the word of God that has been preached to us this morning. Tumefurahi sana, you have spoken to our hearts that we are a chosen people, a holy priesthood, set aside by God for his service. Na sote tujue ya kwamba kama Wakristo, kama watu wanaomcha Mungu. And I want to tell you, our friend General Buckingham, that we are, as Kenya, we are unapologetic and unashamed about being a God-fearing nation. We believe in God.
All right, President William Ruto right there. We are still, and we will still be keeping tabs with this particular story, bringing you details the best way we can to cover that particular event, which is currently happening at Ulinzi Complex here in Nairobi. Moving on, as the country continues to face the dire effects of climate change, teachers and parents have been urged to encourage children to participate in activities aimed at mitigating the effects of climate change. Nairobi Woman Representative Esther Passaris, while donating seedlings to Bikini schools in Buruburu area in Nairobi County, said that communities should embrace tree planting in ensuring a greener society. Passaris further said planting fruit-producing trees will help in solving food insecurity within the society.
In line with the President's agenda to plant 15 billion trees in Kenya, we have started an initiative through GOtv Nairobi for planting fruit trees in all the public schools. So we kicked off our tree planting exercise by GOtv at BD Primary in Buruburu, Makadara, so that we can involve all the children. Each and every child is going to have his name or her name placed next to the tree that they're going to plant, and they're going to be responsible for taking care and nurturing that tree.
And you are willing to take care of the trees. If only now you have water, and she has promised to give us some water. As you are passionate in farming, and maybe starting here, you're going to take care of them. You have several people, you have several of them that you have planted, you have been able to take, and for you as now, you're going to do the taking care of them, that the children now can have some fruits for their health.
Our goal is to have fruit trees in every public institution in Nairobi County. We have started with here, so we are going to continue to other public schools. It has been a nice day. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for making sure it happens.
All right, that particular story was produced by our very own lead producer, Simon Mungai. Elsewhere, the Water Resources Management Authority, through the Chief Executive Officer, Mohamed Shuri, has urged Kenyans to apply for permits for water abstraction. According to the law, every user of obstructive water, be it surface or underground, must get a permit. Shuri also called on holders of expired water abstraction permits to renew them immediately to avoid penalties. At the moment, there are 31,551 expired water abstraction permits across the country.
It's very clear. We have what we have classes of our permit process, classes or we have class A, B, C, D. So there's a social class where we don't charge. That's class A. So even class A, you have to come and register with us. You have to now, show your interest. We record, then we allow you to abstract. But by law, what I want to tell Kenyans is, by law, you cannot abstract water without any permit. Please, you should, and get the permit, because we have get the permit from WRA, because we have over 32 offices all over the country.
To ensure access to water rights under our 2010 Constitution, Kenyans are supposed to access, they have rights to access Maj. And it is under this fulfillment of Article 43(1)(d) of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010. The authority is also mandated to collect, analyze, and disseminate water resources data to Kenyans. You're required to get a permit for several purposes here. A permit is required for any use of water from water resources from both surface water and underground water.
Following an 11-month period of deliberations with the State Department for Devolution and the Council of Governors regarding the transfer of functions, the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee now reports that it is in the process of abetting 90% of the resolutions that were made. The Technical Committee Chairperson Gidenji Kirago called on all relevant bodies to work together to ensure that devolution is realized, while also revealing that the remaining work will be completed in due course during a session with the media in Nairobi. In addition to preparing for the next week's second symposium, which will take place in Naivasha from March 4th to 6th, the meeting served to inform the media of the IGRTC's position on the transfer of functions as mandated by its mandate.
The December 18 summit to finish it within 2 months, and I can say we have finished the work. And we have actually shared with all stakeholders what is the final result of that. But there are one or two small issues between the two parties. One or two, they are very small. I would say out of maybe the 540 or near so functions that we have abandoned, delineated, and so on, we don't have even 10% of them which are an issue.
In the ever-evolving landscape of governance and intergovernmental relations, the need for effective communication is more crucial than ever. As we navigate the complexities of our responsibilities, the media serves as a bridge between the government and the citizens we collectively serve. Today's breakfast meeting marks a significant step towards enhancing our collaboration. We recognize the media as a valued partner in our efforts to inform and engage the public on matters of intergovernmental relations.
What we try to do is encourage an atmosphere of transparency where public officials can understand that they are mere custodians of public information, whether at the county or the national government.
Elsewhere, environmentalists have petitioned the government to implement measures to prevent the worst effects of climate change, such as droughts and flooding. Environment campaigners claim that decisions of restoration of a logging ban are undoing progress, which will hamper gain in mitigating the effects of climate change. The ban on logging has continued to elicit mixed reviews from various environmental stakeholders even after the courts halted the government move on October, the year being 2023.
Na leo actually nimejumuika na ndugu zangu hapa kwa sababu tunazungumzia vipi bara la Afrika litaweza kurudi nyuma na kusimama kupigania haki yake ya kijamii ya kuweza kupata mapato na kuweza kupata fidia kutokana na mazingira yalivyoathirika kwa matumizi mabaya ya baadhi ya nchi za kwamba zimeendelea. Kila mtu katika dunia, kama alivyotueleza mtume wetu Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ukikata mti mmoja basi atakana upande miti 10. Hiyo ndio sheria ya Kiislamu.
Historically, fossil fuel development has enriched the few, the elite within Africa, and it has also enriched global north corporations. That's not the recipe for genuine development, the kind of development that's necessary in any part of the world, or the kind of development that global north countries would accept. And so we question the plan on that front. The second reason we question the plan is that historically a large majority of the fossil fuels extracted from Africa have been used and exported to Europe and other places abroad.
Together to address matters that cut across all of us. When we talk about hunger, it doesn't know a Muslim or a Christian.
Elsewhere, as Uasin Gishu County readies itself for a charter on the city status come April, investors are starting to creep in to sustain the economy and the vast opportunity that comes with the charter of Elor City. The Middle East Bank is among the first business ventures that have put up a shop in Elor town in the hope that they will be able to capture the agricultural sector of Uasin Gishu County. Speaking during the launch of its branch in Elor town, the bank will be able to offer up to $7.5 million to sustain SMEs, green energy and agriculture.
We are attaining our city status and we are welcoming business ventures of any kind and public solution is optional. We want to say here in Eldoret, we are creating a favorable environment for any businessman, for any business venture.
I think we are all aware of the effects of the climate change, and we have special facilities that are tailored towards that green economy, the green finance space. We have a special focus in this area with the agriculture.
Now to the beautiful world of sports. Let us start off from Meru County, whereby young ladies in Meru County have been urged to embrace sports as a way of fighting early pregnancy and other immoral behavior. These as Meru County leads in early pregnancy in the country. Speaking during a training session of newly formed Black Panthers FC ladies team, the team vice chairperson David Mwangi said the Black Panthers FC which started as a boys team, but they thought it wise to incorporate ladies, hence forming a ladies team. Mwangi said Sunday, the biggest gate derby match is expected to take place in Kinoru Stadium, where the two teams with great fan base in Meru County, Black Panther and Al Azizia, will clash in a thrilling encounter.
Tunaenda kucheza our first game, the County League ladies, which tuko ready. Yeah, hata kama iko inaweza kuwa na pressure, but we are very ready for the first time. Tuna prepare, we are working hard. We are working hard so that tuna win.
We are a team that started in Meru in 1994. It's a ghetto team, but we have sought to stretch ourselves higher. So when we started with the boys team in 1994, it was mainly to help boys get out of drugs. But now we feel we have grown out. We can be able to do professional football. Beyond fighting drugs, we can grow talent. And
tuna value men's football, women football, na bado tuna value academies. Because tunakubaliana sisi wote kama management kwamba tunataka football ikuwe holistic. Tusiwache wanadada nyuma. So wanadada wao wamejitolea, vile umesikia wakisema, kila siku wanakuja mazoezi, wamekuwa wakiangalia ligi Tanzania. So prayer yao imekuwa answered, wanaanza Sunday. Na intention yao ni qualify as winners of that league. Kutoka hapo wapande levels mpaka ultimately wafike Premier League. Hivyo ndo tunataka.
All right, quite a commendable initiative there in Meru County. Elsewhere, defending Kenya Premier League champions Gor Mahia extended their lead at the top of the table to 10 points after beating Posta Rangers 4-0 in Machakos. The league's top scorer Benson Omala was on the mark on the first minute of the game as the two sides go into the breather with Kogalo leading 1-0. Defenders Sylvester Wino will then extend the lead in the second half with an easy tap in to pile more miseries to the male men. Gor Mahia were not done yet as midfielder Austin Othiambo pulled a brace to make it 4-0 and put the match away beyond Posta Rangers' imagination they didn't clearly see, such as scoreline coming, considering their position on the log and their ambitions this season.
John Samuel Jao. Nani alipata wa kwanza? Benson Ochengo Mala. Maamuzi ni mawili chanzo nyango. Ndio. Umemgusa mkono vile vile. Kumnyima Shari Musa. Letwa ndani Kevin Opio na ipanchi. Okolewa lakini wape. Goli Sylvester Wino. Na kumnyima Shari Musa. Letwa ndani Kevin Opio na ipanchi. Okolewa lakini wape. Goli fasi. Anamtafuta uzuri. Ameshikwa sati lakini nao Austin! Licha kuvuta Christopher Ruchum ambaye ni kama ameweza kupata jeraha. Austin Odhiambo